Hey everyone, so the engine room of improvement is PDCA, and really the objective of a lean approach is to have that as the underlying methodology, the underlying thought process, because for me, lean is about a way of thinking. PDCA is the enabler. And again, all of those structures and tools are the things that will help us to have the improvement conversation. So PDCA, I think, rallies against so many of our, innate human instincts, because we want to jump to conclusions and solutions. We want to act off gut instinct. And often that, in situations, there's value there, but we also want facts and evidence and observation, all of those things to really help us make better decisions. Now, quite simply, as we go through that process, now PDCA is the micro, so hour to hour, day to day, but it's also the macro in terms of our longer term tactical and strategic problem solving and decision making. Just a few key things. Again, we want to follow the process because the process stops us and forces to think and to rethink, to be objective, to get out of our own heads, to consult and again get fact-based and empirical evidence. Now, first off is we need to define the problem. So we need to be absolutely clear what problem we're trying to solve. We need to then establish a current state. So what is the baseline for improvement? Where are we starting from? Because often we short sell ourselves because we do stuff and we don't know how much we've improved by, but we also haven't validated that this is actually a worthwhile problem because we don't have that information. So it helps us to get an understanding of how the process is performing now. The target condition, so where do we want to be? So is it just closing out and solving a problem? Is it getting back to a particular standard? Is it improving the process by X amount of percent? So we need to establish that. And again, what do we want to achieve by how much, by when? The measures of success. So through your planning, we should determine, well, what are going to be those check measures? What are those metrics that tell us we're actually on track and moving towards that target condition? Part of the bottom phase there is obstacles and challenges. So what stands in the way? What analysis and information do we have to tell us? Again, this is the raw materials for your action plan. This could be your fishbone and 5 why. So again, what are the things? What are the priorities? Then your action plan, well, it's not 20 things all at once. It's not this wish list. So one thing at a time. Again, we're following the scientific method. So design the experiment. Again, some things will be very clear and obvious. Some things we won't know, have to be trial and error, but one thing at a time. And then we're measuring our check is our success on that. So what did we do? What did we expect to happen? And what actually happened? The last part, the adjust, which is really important because I think a lot of the time we do plan, maybe we do check, but we certainly don't do adjust very well. So that's making sure that our improvement has had the desired effect over time. Adjust is the learning and reflective piece. We've told a story through our PDCA, so we want to again learn from that. We want to share it. The changes and process improvements we made, did we document those? Did we communicate those? Have we updated and retrained people in the new way? So there's all of those things. And again, adjust, we're not always going to have solved the problem perfectly or closed the loop. So adjust should help us to formulate the next step or the next cycle, the next plan. So again, we could go on and on, could go into a lot more depth around this, but really PDCA is critical. Again, we're practicing and learning through PDCA each and every day, and it's got to be the discipline of sticking to this process. Thanks for your time.